Hello everyone.
Salutations.
Brothers and sisters. You are tuned in to Qkjj.
Yes, and that would be...
I'm Queen Jam.
Alright, and I'm King Jerry, and we do welcome you sincerely and openly.
Yes, thank you guys for listening.
Absolutely. And now let's just start with some love this today, whether that's morning, noon, or night, whenever you are tuning in at this time. We appreciate you doing so all the way around. But how was your week, Queen?
My week was good. We recently came across some local produce, so I am excited about that. We got these peaches, and I mean, peaches are just amazing. They're nice and sweet. They're nice and tart. Like, they're just perfect. And I've just been throwing them back. Buying them by the case. It's so good. It's so nice to be able to buy local now.
Absolutely. Now, for all of you, again, we hope that you're having a wonderful week. And we just wanted to at least throw that story in there. The main keys are the local ones. Make sure you get that together because you do also have that opportunity. But we'll keep going from there. And let's go into a little bit more into some deeper last week reflections. On top of that local aspect, I did realize last week or in a whole or all the way around, depending on what date would that be? When would we be tuning in here? Last week,
what was that? Like a month? We usually record on Sundays.
Exactly.
Yes.
So with that being said, pay attention to media. Please be open to your media outlets, and the best thing that you want to do out of your media content is come with your own assortment of research, and we're going to get to that later as well. But I noticed that there is a larger attack on the media, and it's up to you as a viewer to really dig deep and understand what's going on, whether that's domestic or foreign. Please keep tuning in. We love for you to always come to us and tune into our media. But just
stay informed. Do your own research. You have to do your own research. Don't take what people say for heart. You just have to do your own research.
Yes. And with that being said, out of our last week reflections, we're going to go to our main news. That's right. We're going to go
something we do every week, you guys. So you want to talk about the trucking shortage?
Yes. To be honest, this is normally some news. Our main news is normally
missing media absent news. That's what it is, you guys.
Media absent.
I thought was absent just
No. Media absent, but at this point, on an economic scale, I'm pretty sure that this story has already reached, nationwide. But this media absent news that we wanted to cover was the trucking industry shortage. Why I want to point this out. Not only in my family's history, in particular, a grandparent of mine started and honestly lived his whole life off of the trucking industry. So you can only imagine being, passed down from generation to generation how much knowledge is there.
Yeah, so much sending love to pop out.
Absolutely. What I do want to talk about is America has a booming economy, but it does have a problem. And the main one I want to focus on is here today, the truck drivers. Even though you may notice them down the road, highways and byways.
Right, they may be clipping, almost about to clip you.
Exactly. Please understand that these individuals are human, of course, just like you and I. They have a family just like you and I. And they're put in very very tight and dangerous situations. Every single day, every single minute, on highways and byways. The trucking industry is historic for its reliability on older white males. I'm only going to give you this off of factual information. Look it up for yourself, but statistically, the trucking industry is historic for its reliability on older white males. Its recorded shortage is 50,000 truckers that are needed. According to the American Trucking Association, which honestly, the shortage is a lot more than that. The lack of available drivers is causing a bottleneck of goods. And that is delaying deliveries and prompting most companies to increase prices. So you're going to obviously see this hike going into holidays, just, making you aware of the news that, we're receiving on a daily basis. But the industry is really trying to alleviate the problem by loosening federal rules and enticing non-traditional drivers like women, teenagers, and minorities, which I like to stop using that word majority, but to become truck drivers. The White House is also backing a pilot program that allows younger drivers with military training to operate commercial vehicles across state lines. While the program is a trial, it represents a broader willingness to allow drivers under 21 to make interstate deliveries, something federal regulations currently prohibit. Now, I just want you to understand too, the line that I read where it said the pilot program, this allows younger drivers with military training to operate commercial vehicles. My grandfather was drafted in at 18 in World War II. And that is exactly what he went through as a process. Exactly when the draft came around, all of the individuals that he went to school with, or if not a good portion, were drafted. And I just want to make you aware, when it becomes a point where your leadership starts reverting back to old ways, is something for you to take a hint at. Again, do your own research, but history in ways, shapes, or form repeats itself. Mm-hmm. The shortage has been percolating for some time. The shortage has actually, in general, has been happening for some time. As younger generations expressed less interest in the industry and wages lagged, trucking companies have to make adjustments, really, honestly. In a bid to recruit more drivers, many trucking companies have added perks, including signing bonuses and increased pay. Queen, please take over for this next drop.
Okay, so Christina Jackson, Christina Jackson, a 22-year-old African-American truck driver based in Raleigh, North Carolina, is exactly the type of person that the trucking industry wants to attract. After graduating from college, she wanted a job that would allow her to travel and be financially independent. She never considered trucking until her boyfriend's father, a trucker himself, encouraged her to give it a try. And a year into driving, she is completely reminded that she is an outsider in the industry. And if you are graduating from high school and you're not going into the military, you are not going to college, and for all practical purposes, you can't go into trucking because you have to be at least 21 to drive interstate freight. The chief economist of American Trucking Operations, Bob Costello, he said that you're not going to just sit around and twiddle your thumbs. So, with all that said, they really are aiming for more women and more, like the age range from like 21 on up, right, to get more involved in the trucking industry.
I just want you all to be aware to keep in mind, we're going off of independent stories here. One, I want to bring up Miss Jackson here, Miss Christina Jackson. Number one, the association with this story too may incite negative feelings, but I want to shed a positivity part on this young lady. Number one, being 22, going into such a rough industry that honestly has been not only in general ruled by males, but the way that we are headed, again, as Queen, read, we're in a point in our economy where if you're not in the military, if you're not in a institution of higher learning, if you're not in an institution where you are behind bars, or if you are someone that just happens to be working as a parent, or in general you are working from one job to the next, or several different jobs all at once, having your own business, keep in mind of the leadership that's being put in place. No one is going to allow you to twiddle your thumbs. This is going to be a productive working environment, and it's probably best if we take advantage of these key points here. At 22 years old, in a very open market that was once predominantly older, white males, there's opportunities. Even though the times don't look so nice to some or others, and quietly it doesn't look too well, but the positive lights and the positive aspects that you can really shed some light on is, one, this young lady taking that opportunity and that step, being able to build herself and a brand, being able to pass this information not only on to us but also to other young people, and being able to absorb other groups of young people and promoting this and being able to grow into a larger industry. So let's just keep in mind that even though things don't look so well on one end, we can always transfer energy and switch it into a more positive outlet. So let's go ahead and give Miss Christina Jackson a round of applause.
Yeah, she is dominating, going against the grain, doing what she got to do.
Exactly.
And I think that's beautiful. Something where you can be financially independent, travel. I mean, that sums it up right there.
Exactly. And keep that in mind, the traveling aspect. Even if you've never been outside of your own block, neighborhood, state, there is a larger world out there, but the world is also small too. Or it's as small as you make it. Yes. And it's as big as you make it. We're going to move on to the next.
The next man news.
Man news.
So, I'm excited to talk about this next one because this is something I'm interested in. It connects with last week as well. So, LeBron and Octavia Spencer, this is big for them when it comes to Netflix, announced a slate of new projects at this year's Television Critics Association event at Beverly Hilton, including a new limited series about Madam C.J. Walker, one of America's wealthiest women.
Yeah. Based
on Aaliyah's Bundles book, On Her Own Ground, Netflix Madam C.J. Walker series tells the untold and highly irreverent story of black hair pioneer and mogul Madam C.J. Walker, and how she overcame hostile turn of the century America, epic rivalries tumultuous, such a difficult word to pronounce, but tumultuous marriages and more trifling family, and become America's first black self-made millionaire. The limited series will be executive produced by Octavia Spencer, LeBron James, Maverick Carter, Mark Holder, and Christine Holder, and will run for 8 episodes. So we're anxiously waiting the debut of this soon-to-be masterpiece.
Absolutely, and we're hoping that it goes beyond 8 episodes. We're just gonna definitely,
unless they just demolish the 8 episodes, then I mean it's fine.
Exactly right.
but I think they're gonna do more. I wish they would have shown like a complete list of everything that Netflix is going to be doing, because I know they're going to be doing something with Obama as well as that.
Exactly. Oh, shouts out to in general, to Netflix. I know in individual cases.
Yeah.
Before I jump too far into it, I know in individual cases, there's always conflicts. But I will just say on the larger scale, or the bigger picture, I hope any parties that are in disagreements can alleviate or remedy the issue. But in works when it comes to building something positive so that it can affect younger generations, let's do it. Okay?
Yeah.
We have the power, we have the technology, the resources. Let's spread the positivity, because we're all we have, especially when it comes to the younger minds. You don't know who you have out there that's going to innovate and produce. Let's keep that.
Exactly.
Keep that in mind.
You never know who the next Obama will be. I know that's commonly used, but you never know. You have to invest in the people around you, especially our youth, because they are important. They're up and coming. They're what's next, and we really have to give them space to do what they need to do, because they're already have a mission in mind. And I think some of us get in the way of their mission.
Yes.
I think that's something really realistic, because I've just seen different sides of the spectrum. People who have had parents growing up and people who haven't had parents growing up. And it's just interesting to look at the subtle differences that their life takes when you don't have that certain influence or that certain thing that you're thinking about. Well, will my mom approve of this, or will my dad approve of this? When you don't have that to think about, you're just doing your thing.
That's true. That's true. When you're open to the possibilities and being able to expand and express yourself. Yes.
Yeah, or don't have anyone to disappoint. But a lot of people around us put a lot of pressure on us to do certain things. So.
Right, and then out of that too, just to keep that all together. A lot of the pressure always, from many points, come out of love, because that person wants to see you do better, and that's why we also thank you for tuning in and keeping up with us, and really showing your love, because that's our whole message, is keeping the positive energy and the vibes that either you haven't had growing up, or in general you just want at any point. If you're feeling down, check in. Boom.
Yeah, this should be very freeing, very open, something for you to laugh at, something for you to get serious with at times, and something just for you to unwind with. Something that you can listen to in the background and go on with your day. It's something welcoming. We want to be a welcoming presence.
Exactly. But we're going to also move into the most important part, and why we wanted to build that. One, positive energy. Yes. Positive energy is what really changes outlooks. So keep that in mind. Mm-hmm. Build it up. Boom. Now we have it.
Our honesty and smile pledge. You all already know what this is, so let's get into it. Mm-hmm. To the best of our knowledge, we will be honest without compromising ourselves or any parties who wish to take part.
Doing your own research is a necessity. Check your emotions at the door and embrace pure facts. Most importantly, remember to always smile, because you have the weapon of knowledge.
Absolutely.
Quote. Quote of the day. Quote of the day. Life. I said life.
It's short.
It's short.
Okay.
And it's up to you to make it sweet, just like a peach. Shout out to Peaches.
Yeah, shout out to Peaches. Shout out to that local place that we found.
Shout out to Peaches.
Yeah.
Go ahead and pick yourself up some peaches. If you happen to be allergic to peaches, we do apologize. But go ahead and try to get yourself some peaches.
Yeah, get some peaches. You got an EpiPen.
Exactly. So, we're gonna and just to let you know too. I know we make jokes. If for ever reason, we make a joke and we offend you. You already know what that silence means.
Yes, exactly. Because we are here for people who are down with us. This is not supposed to be something where we're dwelling on every little word, every little slip up, every little mess up, just like that. Like, we're human. We're going to get through these things and we're going to excel.
Exactly.
We're not going to fret over little frivolous things. I promise you that.
Exactly. The whole purpose, again, start being so emotional.
Yes.
If you're going to be emotional, use that energy and make it positive.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Mm-hmm. We don't mean to offend you, but we do want to make you smile. All right? Mm-hmm. So, let's keep it moving because life is short and it's up to you to make it sweet.
That's Sadie Delaney. Everyone knows the Delaney sisters. If you don't, you got Google. And there you go.
There you go.
All right.
Also, sponsor.
Yes, our sponsor for this week, you guys, drum roll, is us, because no one has contacted us yet, but we are still waiting. Okay?
Yes, we are.
We are patiently waiting for someone who would like to sponsor us, and we will be welcome.
Please and thank you. So, while no one has sponsored us yet, here is a word from our sponsors.
Damn. And this is wrong. We here to do what we're going to do, on and on and on and on and on and on.
Thank you, sponsors.
Yeah, shout out to the sponsors. These sponsors.
Alright, yeah. So again, we're gonna move this this beautiful cast here, this beautiful casting of positive energy to our love topic.
Yes, the love sack.
Love sack and spicing up your love. That's gonna be the topic today, spicing up your love.
If you all haven't gathered it by now, the topic of this week is adding more flavor. Adding that flavor.
Flavor. Tamer. Tell me. Tell me what's your flavor.
You are so stupid. Anyway, you guys, so spicing up your love, okay? So spice up your communication and interactions with one another, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Call that family member that you've been putting off calling. Answer that phone call that you've been avoiding.
Mm-hmm.
Take control and throw some spice into the mix,
Yeah.
Say something or do something that will be out of character for you. Tell your boss that they don't own you in a tactful way,
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to get someone together really quickly, but learn how to do it in a tactful way. So then by the end of that statement, they're looking at you like, did she tell me off? I don't know.
Maybe.
Exactly. So, you can tell your sister, brother, cousin, mother, uncle, dad, aunt. I think you get where I'm going with this. Just tell them how you really feel.
And you want to, most importantly, unburden yourself.
Mm-hmm.
In general, why we want to make this a large topic is the stressful aspect. You want to unburden yourselves with stressful emotions, because that stress ends up turning into other unhealthy things, So it's time for us to embrace tough love and stop worrying about how people are going to feel.
We did the air quotes. Feel after you tell them something.
Air quotes.
Yes, because people claim that they want the truth, and people want you to be genuine as well.
That's true.
So that means that you're going to have to be truthful with people. You're going to have to tell them the things that they don't want to hear. You're going to have to get in there and open up some wounds and do damage control and then suture that thing back up.
Wait a minute. Let's just run that back so you can visually get that. So we're walking in the door and it's...
Yes.
Tell me how you feel. That's exactly what you got to do. Just
breathe.
Let it go.
Yeah, just breathe first.
Once you breathe and you understand the processing of what you're about to go through, articulate yourself into letting that energy go. Understand that the person that you're talking to, even though the relationship may or may not be the best,
yes,
articulate yourself to a degree where you can get some understanding, and at least at all means be reasonable.
Yes, be very reasonable, because it's a very big thing. It's a very big thing. Communication and understanding and knowing what you're telling someone, it's difficult to do. Yeah. You may think you're getting something across, but someone may not interpret it the way you want them to interpret it.
That's true.
And you have to work with people sometimes. It can be difficult, but I promise you, the sooner that you do this and perfect this method, the easier it will become. I promise you.
Promise. Now, on top of this, because people claim that they want the truth, people just want you to be genuine as well. People, again, claim that they want the truth.
Yes.
People all around want you to be genuine as well.
Even if people can't handle it, you still have to give them the truth, because our goal here is unburdening yourself. And if you take that pressure off of yourself, at least you walked away with, at least they know how I feel.
And make sure that you are clear and well. In general, articulate.
Well, yes.
Like articulate, make sure that you're clear. Exactly. How they just clearly.
Yes, make sure you're clear as well.
Clear as well. And don't leave people perplexed or confused. You know, really try to reword if you need to. I'm not telling you that you have to coming to America, jump on one leg.
Yes, exactly.
You know, perplexed or confused and really bend over backwards in that aspect, but really get to a point where you can be reasonable and you can really come to an understanding with whatever situation is in front of you. And make sure that, make sure that they understand and interpret what you are saying fully. Let's get the large picture.
Yes.
Let's not point out the current battle. Let's get the overall picture or the overall aspect that you both, or whatever situation that you're in, it can come to some grounds that it can be remedied.
Yes, absolutely. Because by all means, like Bay said, you don't want it to turn into this huge thing where you're bending over backwards. You don't want it to turn into a Q&A session. And you don't need to answer any questions that you feel like are too invasive. Just make sure that they understand where you're coming from. Just pull people to the side and just say, I really didn't appreciate that. And something like that. Because the one thing that I've noticed from watching from back in the past, watching all that reality show, is that nothing goes well when you try to approach someone in a group, first and foremost, okay? Pull that person over to the side. I don't care how big and bad you think you're going to look approaching that person in front of that group. Don't do it to yourself. It's going to soil the relationship. No one's going to be hearing the other person, and it's just going to be over. Just pull that person to the side. Just a little, hey, I didn't appreciate that. I don't know what that was, but I don't appreciate it.
There you go.
It's simple.
And again, learn to perfect your communication skills, because it is a dying art. I mean, let's not fully attack too, because the way that I just said that may sound crazy to some people. How you gonna say that and y'all sitting up here, only listening to you through a little, phone or whatever device and wooda wooda wooda. Alright. I get it, but socially, when you're really speaking to someone, like, let's be quite frank, okay? You're not going to go crazy in someone's space or in someone's face unless you're really brave like that. If you are, big ups to you, and I hope that you don't have any altercations.
Yes, exactly.
Okay? But if
you do, you know how to hold your own. You've been boxing for it since you were 12.
Right.
You know?
Obviously, you know how to handle that situation, and I completely understand if you know how to. That's what you want to.
Do you think?
Cool. And again, we all may be put in those type of predicaments where you do have to do that, and by all means, defend yourself. But if you don't have to get to that point, learn to perfect your communication skills. If another person say they don't understand you, try the best way that you can. If you can't agree to disagree.
Yes, I was just gonna say some people won't understand you, exactly. and that's not. This is also not meant for you to sit there and really try and get that person to understand you. You understand when someone's not understanding. Okay? You completely interpret that. Everyone knows when someone's no longer listening to them, right, or someone's insulting your intellect or just in general. So just don't give those people any type of time, because they're just a fart in the wind.
Point blank.
Simple.
Point blank. And the lessons too.
We're gonna go on to our lessons segment, you guys. We're just wanted to talk about flavor language as well.
Putting more flavor in your language.
Oh yeah, so this was funny this week. What happened? We were talking back and forth, just like we usually do, and I believe that I told King like pish posh or something, like it was some way that we got this conversation started.
Pish posh, hosh posh.
Yes, pish posh, hosh posh. So I was really trying to figure out if it was even a word. So we decided to actually go and Google. Like I said, this is something that everyone has access to. Google.
Etymology.
G-O-O-G-L-E. You can do it.
Oh yeah, shouts out to Google, and Google, if you would like to sponsor us.
We are waiting. qk.jj at hotmail.com. Please, hit us up. Let us know.
Go ahead.
Yes. So we found out that pish posh, there's 3, I don't know if this is the only 3, but these are the 3 we focused on. There's pish posh, hosh posh, and pish tosh.
Wait a minute.
Exactly. I don't expect
wait. Let's run that back because I really need to catch that one more time.
Okay, so there is pish posh.
Okay, pish posh. All right.
Hosh posh.
Hosh posh.
Pish tosh.
Fish tosh?
Pish tosh.
Pish. Okay. All right. I got it. Okay. Pish tosh. I got you.
Yes. Okay.
So what's pish posh then?
Pish posh is declaring one's opinions or thoughts absurd, irrelevant, or redundant. Blowing off someone's statement. Pish posh. That's defined by Urban Dictionary, you guys. So,
all right. Okay. I'll take that. So hosh posh then. So what's going on with hosh posh? I believe so that would be an expression that makes reference to nonsensical happenings. And I think that is an Urban Dictionary word, but I'm not sure. But that nonsensical happenings, that, yes, hosh posh. So it's just like there's no way you could be doing that. Hosh posh. Oh, okay.
And pish posh is like, pish posh, you're not going to take me to the party with you. Pish posh. Like, how dare you?
Like, how dare you?
It's irrelevant. It's redundant.
How you not going to do that, bro?
Exactly. Pish posh. And then hosh posh is like, can't believe you would do that. Hosh posh. So you could probably use all 3 of these joints at once.
Wait. We didn't even get to go to pish tosh. So pish tosh, that's a phrase commonly used to scoff at someone or something in disbelief. So,
Yeah.
All the same way. But you see how that connected with the same one.
Yes.
If someone does not recognize one to the next to the other, try to make it some way where it's going to hit and connect.
Yes. Or you can hit them with all three. Pish posh, hosh posh, pish tosh. And then they really gonna know what you're saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
And say it with some attitude.
Say it with some attitude. Pistosh.
How dare you, pish posh.
So, what we wanted to do in the midst of that was a learning lesson here. And some commonly used words that we probably don't on a daily basis.
We're all learning constantly. It's hard to walk around with a thesaurus, but we're all learning how to flavor up your language and keep your language flavor full.
Exactly. So, in one aspect, again, fellas, beautiful essence that's sitting in front of you. You said, "My, you're so pretty. You know, you could have went for it. I get it. But really think about this. Do you see a pretty flower, or do you see an attractive flower? Which one do you feel? Pretty flower, like that's like you said back. That's a pretty flower over there. Like, you know, like how that sounds.
That sounds a little creepy for someone to say that's an attractive flower.
But that means like it's like you're gazing on that, like it really caught your attention. Like, that's an attractive flower. Like, you feel me?
Yeah, I feel you, but you know, I've seen some sketchy things like from people.
Come on now, Queen.
I'm just saying. Like, you know, you just gotta watch what you're saying as well. You can't just go throwing these words around. But we're gonna do pretty much the commonly used words versus words that you should use instead. So instead of just saying something's pretty, you say
attractive. And if the same thing goes with you're really smart, you could also use terminology as that person is pretty witty.
Yes, that's good. And if you want to say something's big, you can also say it's tremendous.
Or something is little, you could say minuscule.
Yes, minuscule. I like the way that feels.
Minuscule. Funny, comical, of course. If you laughed, you can bellowed. Saw, if you saw something, you got caught it by a glimpse. Said, remarked. Nice, benevolent.
Yeah, she was very benevolent. And instead of she said, she remarked to me. And I'm bellowing instead of just laughing.
I like that.
Yeah, I like that one too.
That was really witty.
Oh, thank you. Using the vocab words. See? Alright, let's do it.
See, Queen, this is why I find you attractive.
Oh, you're so witty.
It's minuscule.
Oh, that's so sweet. You're comical.
See, you all are just getting a glimpse.
He used all the words. I couldn't use anymore. That's when someone takes them all and they take something minuscule, make it tremendous, and they just use all the words. And now I'm bellowing.
Well,
my gosh.
This was simple as typing into Google.
Yeah, that was as simple as typing it right into Google, you guys.
Absolutely.
They have thesaurus apps, or you can even play games that challenge and expand your vocabulary. I know I need to get on this. That's something big that I need to focus on as well. So.
Pish posh.
Exactly. See? And that's how, comically, that is how you learn how to use words in a playful manner, and you pick up on them faster because you're enjoying yourself and you're not even realizing that you're using vocab words.
Exactly. Now, as a parent too, be careful because I'm sure you may use these for your kids.
Yeah.
But I trust and believe I don't have any. I do have nieces and nephews, but I'll tell you, I'm pretty sure your kids are going to pick up on that, and you're going to get one funny comedian. Next, on top of that.
Exactly. I love when I hear kids use big words.
Oh, yes.
And they pronounce it wrong a little bit. It's just so cute.
Exactly. But always think about that. Expand your vocabulary. You never know. You never know when it best suits you and how you utilize your learning capabilities and strategies. If that is using comedy, music, art, whatever way you're learning, your aptitude of learning, utilize that and hone in on your those skills and those tools, because it really grows as a person, you as a person, and your character also grows. A lot of people will see that within you. They'll see that there's a lot deeper going on inside. But
yes, it's so important for us as well, just to keep our mind strong and sharp. And the brain is also a muscle that we neglect to remember. So it's something that we always have to keep working on. Keep your mind strong, keep your mind sharp, and just take that extra second, just like you would take the extra second to do some squats or some push-ups. Take the extra second to work your mind.
Absolutely, because there are specialists, of course, that will work your mind, but the next time, absolutely true.
Yeah.
There's specialists that will work your mind, but you have to keep in mind as a practice. The same way that you go to a physician and they're elaborating and they're utilizing their practice. It's up to you to practice that muscle that's inside of your cranium. Your mind is a terrible thing to waste. Reading is fundamental, and learning is a lifetime experience. So
absolutely, it's never too late to learn something. Learn a language, learn sign language. Just little things, little pastimes that people don't remember or think that's relevant on this day and time. You got to get with the program, you guys.
Absolutely.
So just please take time for your mental growth, and it's only as hard as you make it. Definitely is. We're going to challenge you to make some commitments this week and really think about what you're going to do to help gain that sharpness of your mind back. I know people know what I'm talking about, because just me personally, I know that I used to write a lot and it was very fun, and I would get into it, and I neglected that, and it's something that I'm going to commit to do more this week. Make sure that I write and read more. It's something that we can put on the back burner, but we always have time for reading, and you can listen to audio. You have audiobooks now. There's literally no excuse not to. Just expand your mind. If you don't have time to sit down and read, you can listen to a podcast like this one.
Absolutely. And also too, again, if you are a parent and you happen to have time to, definitely tune in. This is one of those things where, as a parent, you can have your child get active. If you want them to, do some squats and some little push-ups, or just having them play. And then literally right after they're playing, go ahead and put in front of them their homework, or have them do something active like drawing or writing. Their mind is already active. Utilize that too as an adult. When your mind is active on the right things, and that you're focused on, because again, as an adult too, we put on extra stress upon ourselves, and then life can be stressful in general. But keep those small indentations of I would say your health, your mental health. Keep those notes there. The same way your physician is practicing, and if you have a beautiful physician that's actually worried about you and is trying to do the right thing, good. Keep that one. If you have a feeling that you don't have one that has your best intentions,
your physician,
if you have a physician that don't have your best intentions, you verbally have to make that known. My queen, verbally made that known with more than enough. I've made that known with more than enough physicians. Make it known. I don't think you have my best intention, and have them explain. It's your health. It's your life. Health is number one. It's key. So utilize the research. Utilize the opportunities that you have in front of you. whatever device you're using to listen to us, utilize it. You know, you feeling some type of way, you better research what's going on with you.
Yes, after you're done listening to the podcast.
After,
not a moment sooner. After you're done listening to the podcast. So King, what do you want to commit to do this week as far as like just sharpening your mind or making yourself happy or getting that joy?
Wow, committing myself back to I used to, do little card games and stuff when I was younger. I mean, just
like which one?
I Declare War.
Oh my gosh, I love that game. We used to play that to no end.
Exactly. And
now we don't do that anymore. We're like, that's boring.
Exactly. But doing little games like that, I mean, even if it seems to someone being childish, you're still challenging your mind, and then you keep going from there. Puzzles, whatever challenges your mind and your aptitude of thinking, utilize it. But for me, the little small little cards and the numbers, and yeah, that's fine. Yeah, absolutely. What about you? Queen?
That's good. Like I said, I think I'm just gonna do the writing, and mostly writing more, because I really used to journal, and that was something very close to me, just to get your thoughts down on paper. Something different about it. And there's something about not having spell check. You really, really start to learn like your true self and what your capability is, because I was just like writing down a simple sentence the other day, and I'm like, what's happening? Like, I'm caught in this spell check glitch, and I have to get out of that. I don't know what that is, but I have to get out of that.
And you know what I also do on top of just a fun, numbering game, just to keep up on numbers, but that as well, taking in different words and from different languages, even if it's something small, like utensils in your home, and looking up different languages and labeling them, and just utilizing small things like that.
Yes,
actively.
Yes, that's a good trick people do when they're learning a new language or just trying to remember something in general. Post little post-it notes around the house. Post some quotes on your mirror about how handsome or attractive you are. Yeah, it works.
It works.
It definitely works.
Well,
it keeps you thinking about it, because you always have that reminder there.
Well, what we want from all of you is to definitely give us what you think, what you do and what you think, and let's think of some different exercises that we can do that are mentally challenged. We like to hear from that. We'll utilize, and we'll go back and forth. So you can always reach us. We're gonna give you our ending here like we always do. But
that's not all, but that's all for now, you guys.
And then again, like I said, remember, please write us, and then you tell us, some different exercises that mental exercises that you go through, and that help you. You can reach us at Q as in Queen and K as in King, period, J as in Jam and J as in Jerry at hotmail.com. Follow us on Instagram at
qk.jj. Rate, review, and subscribe.
Please subscribe.
Yes.
Smash that subscribe.
Yes.
And pass it on.
Subscribe until you can't subscribe no more.
Keep subscribing.
Yes.
And then embrace the facts. Conduct your own research, because
to the best of our knowledge, we will be honest without compromising ourselves or any parties who wish to take part.
Doing your own research is a necessity. Check your emotions at the door and embrace pure facts. Most importantly,
remember to always smile, because you have the weapon of knowledge. Till next time, Queen Jam and
King Jerry out.